Alright, in this video, I'm gonna show you how to find leads showing already buying intent into your product or service. And we're doing this with the so-called signals. So there are different signals a company can show that indicate they might be a better fit or might be ready to buy your product or service. So the most typical one is the job signal. So let's say they're hiring a team of SDRs. They might be a great fit for me to reach out to them as a cold email agency and say, hey, I can do this better and cheaper than a team of SDRs. Or another typical one is the funding round, when they just raised a new round of funding. They have fresh capital to invest in growth. Then we have tech stack, which is also really powerful. So maybe you sell a product and there are competitors that are not as good as you. You can reach out to people using your competitor products. And there are many more signals we can leverage. Like if someone is new in a role, that's a fit. If they're about to retire, it really depends on your product. So let's talk about when does it make sense to use. So I just want to talk about the job signal here as an example. So, but you can simply follow this rule. If your offer connects to the role they are hiring for, you automate it, do it faster or do it cheaper. It's a no-brainer to use the signal and reach out to the people. So, especially for agencies, if they're hiring an SEO person, you're an SEO agency, reach out to them, and so on. So there are three ways to leverage signals and do this at scale. So the first one is monitor your ICP list. So you build a list of all people that are fit to sell to, and then continuously monitor this list for signals. And I will show you exactly how to do this. You can split new lead lists into a signal and non-signal list. That's another option. If you have a big TAM, that makes a lot of sense. Or you can use the evergreen campaign. Just basically continuously monitors and scrapes for signals and then adds them to outreach campaigns. So we will go over all three and I'll show you exactly how to do it. So the first one is monitor the ICP list. We're going to do this inside Clay. So inside Clay, we have this feature called signals. And the first thing you need to do is build a total addressable market list. So find every contact, every company that is a fit for your product or service, or find the top 100 or so on, or your highest fit prospects. And then you can simply create a new signal. And then you can pick the signal you want to monitor. So let's say you want a job change, or if they have start posting jobs. Let's do the job posting one. Simply upload the CSV of your ICP list, and then you can set a time when it should monitor this list. And then every week or so, it checks if they're now hiring for salespeople, for example. And then it sends a notification to your Slack or adds them to a campaign. And it's a great entry point if they just publish the position. You're really fast and ahead of anyone else. All right, the next one is split the lead list into a signal list and a non-signal list. So let's look at this Clay workflow here. I like to do this in Clay. So as you can see, we have a really big lead list of 36,000 companies here. And I want to split this list into a smaller batch that shows a buying signal and a bigger batch for mass outreach. So simply what I'm doing is I have this list of companies here, which are agencies. And then I use the Clayagent to look for the sales hiring signal. So are they hiring salespeople right now? So I simply tell the agent to go on the website and check if they are hiring for SDRs, BDRs, or so on. And then it outputs the job description and the person they are hiring for. And then we have a true or false if they're hiring for a salesperson or not. So if they are hiring a salesperson, they go into one campaign saying like, hey, I saw you hiring a sales associate right now. And if they false, they just go into the normal campaign in the other campaign. So that's pretty much it, how you can split a really big list into one that is more high intent, more signal, and a smaller list that is without a signal. And then the last option we have to leverage signals is the so-called evergreen campaign. What does the evergreen campaign do? With the evergreen campaign, we continuously monitor for new leads showing intent. Let me show you how this works. This starts in N8N. And we have a schedule trigger, so once a week or twice a week, this workflow runs. And then we have a database with job titles we want to scrape for. So let's say we are a recruitment agency that wants to reach out to companies that place engineering roles. We have a lot of engineering titles in here. Then continuously once or twice a week scrape job boards like Indeed and LinkedIn to find companies currently actively hiring for engineering roles. And then we send those job openings over to Clay, and it looks like this. You can see the data is coming in here. We have the company LinkedIn, the description, the company name, the job title, and then we enrich for the official website. So we have the website here, and now we have companies that are actively hiring for this job positions here, which might be a fit for us. And then what we need to do is we need to enrich the company and then find contacts to reach out to at those companies. So we send everything over here. This is where we enrich the companies further, so find the headcount. Maybe we don't want that big of companies, so we exclude them. And then we simply filter down this list to only our ICP fit leads. And then we use a Clayagent to find the right contacts. So that's a really powerful way to find contacts. Simply tell the Clayagent what type of roles to find their first name, last name, LinkedIn, and so on, and then send them over here. And now we have a list of contacts at the company that are currently hiring for those kind of roles. And then all we have to do is find the work email. So we just use the email waterfall here. Find the work email, validate it, find the work email, validate it, find the work email, and so on. And then we double or triple validate the email just to be sure using ICPs and Lead Magic. And now we have this list of companies that are hiring for engineering roles. And we have the contacts of those people that might be in charge to place this role, and we can reach out to them. And this one's evergreen, right? So we have a campaign, and it continuously adds new leads to this campaign, which makes it so powerful. So just to sum this up, there are 3 ways to leverage signals. We can monitor our ICP list in Clay using signals. We can split a big lead list into a signal list or a non-signal list, or we use the evergreen campaign. And the evergreen campaign works for every signal, right? You can do it for job signals, you can do it for funding rounds, and so on. Like with all these methods, I can split a list into a funding round list and a generic list. Doesn't matter the signal. So an alternative to do this a bit cheaper than Clay is you build it in N8N yourself or Claude Code. So I hope this video was helpful on signals and how to leverage signals, and see you in the next one.